Okay.
We're about to be on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, everybody. How's everybody doing out there? This is Tuan from Money Travel Grow, also the curator of the community of digital marketing career starter. And I am very excited today to talk to my guest, who is Demetrich Stokes. And I'll let him tell a little bit about who he is, how we met, and what this is all doing, because he's gonna tell a little about his story, how he's a new digital marketer. So I'm very excited about that. And he came to my coaching program. So I'm gonna let him go ahead and introduce himself, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'm Demetrich. I come from the communications background, door-to-door marketing, working for Spectrum, outdoor marketing. Been there 7 years. And what led me, honestly, into digital marketing is I see the future of everything going online and with the economy and everything that's going on. So I've been, looking to provide a better lifestyle for myself. So while I looked on YouTube, I typed in digital nomad people, researching them. Tawan actually had a Facebook group to follow. So I actually followed the Facebook group and got little updates here and there. Then I actually just, I took a chance on, um, his courses. I asked information, things like that, watched more videos, and I was pretty intrigued that he's actually, living what he's preaching. He's not just, another salesman, another con man, just putting videos up, painting a picture.
Yeah, no Instagram lifestyle here. I do a few things on Instagram if you're interested, at Tawan, the Nomad 19. However, this is, like he said, this is a lifestyle. I work remote right now. I've relocated to the Philippines. I don't know how long I'll be here. I may be out here for a month. I may be out here for a year. I'm not sure. It just depends. Because as you know, the hours have reversed. So instead of me working 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., I am now working 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. So it's a little different, but I'm adjusting, and that's fine. Now, let's talk a little bit about the coaching, because you went into my coaching program. We started, I think, back in, I believe it was April, right? And how long did it take for you to go from really knowing nothing, because you didn't have any previous digital marketing experience, right?
Correct. I
Correct.
have nothing.
All right. So you never ran an ad, you never, did any Facebook stuff, nothing. Just
uh,
this is completely new to you. Okay. And I really
mhm.
want to emphasize this, because I am under the belief that anyone can do this if given the right information, and if they're, motivated to do so. So you didn't know anything, and then we started working together in April. And then when did you land the job? Because there's an interesting story behind that I want you to talk about, the initial offer, and then when you actually accept it. So talk about that.
Yeah, actually, I received the job about 2 weeks ago, and honestly, it was actually in my email folder, and I didn't even respond. So I happened to respond a week later, and he was saying, "Did you get my email?" And it happened to be in a junk folder, and I accepted the position. But it took 90 days, 3 months, going through the courses and going through the training, and you're building your resume, you're building your cover letter. You're going through these classes, getting more information. You're learning how to speak during interviews. It's a complete transformation.
What was the most helpful thing for you in the coaching program?
The most helpful thing was the interviews, knowing what to say and saying how to respond, because that's key. Me personally, I haven't been through interviews like that where you're meeting different owners of companies. So I mean, knowing how to respond to certain questions that they throw at you is that was very helpful. It's very key
Yeah,
because they're gonna.
because it's one thing to be able to, learn the skill, right? That's part of it. But then the other part about it is to be able to express that you know and you understand. And most importantly, you can offer value to the company. And I can't emphasize that enough, because yes, we all want to make the money. We all want to live the lifestyle, travel, live what we want. But it's really about the value that you bring. Can you get things done in the way that you have touted that you can. And I was saying this to you the other day when we talked. At first, everyone's going to feel like a fraud. Everyone's going to feel like they don't know what they're doing. That's a natural part, but that's also a big part of the growth. So, tell me a little bit about. Oh, this is one thing I forgot to mention. Now, I told you I'm in the Philippines, but where are you right now?
I'm in Cartagena, Colombia,
So
on vacation.
everybody out there, he couldn't wait to get a digital marketing job so he could just leave the country. So
Hmm.
I know he's trying to get away from those high gas prices and those higher rents and things like that. So you haven't quite relocated to Cartagena yet, but because I think we talked about you probably going to Mexico first and then
Hmm.
branch out some other places. But yeah, you have the opportunity to do this with this type of opportunity. And I think that is something that is one of the best perks about this because in the essence, after you get a good pay raise, because what were you, if you don't mind, sharing, how much were you like making with your previous company and how much are you basically making now? You don't have to give the accurate amount, but just a ballpark per hour, I mean.
Uh, yeah, per hour. Honestly, Spectrum, what I come from, Time Warner Cable, I made $20 an hour. With this new digital marketing job, I'm making 35 an hour.
Okay.
So
So you're making
$15.
15,000 more, okay?
Hmm.
But also, this is also key. What state were you living in when you were doing the Spectrum thing?
California.
So, and what are the gas prices right now in California?
About $6. Six
Okay.
dollars. It came down a little bit.
Yeah.
It was around seven.
Yeah. And we don't know how long those it's going to continue to stay down, but the thing is, now you eliminate gas prices out of the equation because you were spending how much a week for gas?
I was spending about $200 to $300 a week. My gas, just my regular week in gas, every 3 days was $100. So that's 800 right there, minus the weekends. So I'm only working the week, minus the weekends. With the weekends, honestly, you pushing $1,000 a month in gas. So it's like you working just to be able to have some gas money to go to work after your regular bills and stuff.
Yeah. So kudos to you for recognizing that you need to make changes and you did it. What do you say to somebody that is like, well, I don't know if I want to really do this, you know, I don't know if I'm smart enough. I don't know if I have the skills. What do you say to a person like that? Because you're someone who, like I said before, didn't know anything about digital marketing. And then, getting into the coaching program, 90 days later, you have a whole new career. What do you say to a person?
Honestly, it's a mindset. You got to push yourself mentally. You have to be self motivated to take on new things and try new tasks. So you had to shift the way you think. You know what I'm saying? Your mentality has to change. You have to be more open minded. In order to grow in life. Honestly, I was open minded to it. I've seen people do it. I've watched numerous videos, done my research, my homework on it, and you gotta take that chance, man, that leap of faith. So you can't be scared to roll the dice, honestly.
Hmm. And so much of us, we tell ourselves the story that we eventually believe. So if you tell yourself a different story and you start believing that different story, that's what you'll live into. Um, this isn't anything that I believe that is impossible to do. It's a very attainable goal and a very attainable dream. You know, I've been wanting to get back over here to the Philippines for a long time, and I decided to make it happen, and here we are. You wanted to, do the digital nomad lifestyle for a while. What stopped you before? When did you, say, okay, we'll go ahead and hire this guy to coach me and help me get there? What was the deciding factor for you besides high
Um,
ass gas?
honestly, your services was economical. So I mean, I wasn't on a. I mean, besides my bills and stuff like that, I was able to add a coach to my lifestyle to actually help me along the way instead of trying to figure everything out on my own. So I mean, having an assistant actually is key because you're stepping into an environment you don't know. I mean, we all learn from our mistakes. We go through things and we learn from our mistakes. But if you can have an assistant along the way showing you so you don't have to make, what I'm saying, those mistakes and he can point you in the right direction, it's worth it. So that really helped, honestly, because I didn't have no Only thing I was looking at was honestly was computer coding, and that's another level. You know what I mean? I come from sales and marketing background. That's a whole nother genre.
Right. Talk about the amount of, jobs that you had to, apply for. Talk about the whole application process.
I was applying for 25 jobs a day online, clicking. I would use the easy apply and basically just you have to. It's a numbers game, so I mean you have
Easy
to.
apply for what? Easy apply for what was that? LinkedIn? Yeah.
LinkedIn, yeah,
Okay.
LinkedIn. A couple other ones too, Career Builder. They have them. A couple other websites, but yeah, you have to apply for a lot of jobs, and you're gonna go through a lot of applications. With the interviews, you're gonna gain experience. I mean, you're gonna fail in the beginning because you're nervous. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to do. It's like you said, you feel like you a fraud. So I mean, honestly, going through the process of the interviews, it actually, as you're getting to know everything, it builds your confidence, and it builds your confidence as you do go into more video, more interviews. You're more naturalized with what you say.
Yeah, it
If
becomes a
not,
lot more natural for you. So what was one of the things that we did that was really helpful when you was going through the interview process?
one of the things that was helpful for me was just knowing how to respond, certain keywords, certain questions, showing interest in the job
Hmm.
after they finish what they say. So there's certain questions that you actually ask them, and actually throws them off like oh, okay, he's actually inquiring about it. He's not just another regular candidate. So I mean, knowing what to say to to the employers to keep the conversation going.
Right. And one of the things that I think we used to do pre-planning for the interview, right? And
Hmm.
then we used to do, okay, well, what did you talk about and how do you think that this answer can get better? What was really helpful about that?
Pre-planning pretty much it just helped me to get in the right mindset for the interview. So I mean, going over my notes, going over everything, um, doing exactly as he says certain things. Pretty much just it makes you just more confident in what you need to do and what you need to say. Honestly,
All right.
so
So took you 90 days. You're making in effect almost double the amount of money that you was making from your previous job. And the thing is, you're just at the very beginning, right? This is an entry level position that you have, and you'll be working with, I believe, Google Ads, right?
hmm
Your boss, you said, is really cool. He's down to earth. When you have questions, he's willing to step up and answer those questions for you. So, where do you see your future in a few years now that you have this awesome opportunity? Paint
I
a
see
picture
me.
for us.
I see me growing within different organizations. Honestly, just mastering my skill sets and just traveling the world. Honestly, seeing more of life versus just being confined to one geography area. Um, just honestly, just being free. I think that's the key, man. Being free. You know what I mean? You don't want to be bound to all these limitations and restrictions. You could come and go and just bring your computer along. Just need Wi-Fi. I mean, you
Yeah,
can't beat that.
it's
It's the
simple. Like I
lifestyle.
said, while you're in the process of doing this, your cost is, lower. Because if you think about it from this perspective, everyone's complaining about gas, but if you lived in Saudi Arabia, somewhere like that, you wouldn't be complaining about that, right? So everything
Mm-hmm.
is relative based on your geographical location. So what one geographical location may have, I think you were telling me there are certain things that are way more expensive in Colombia than it is in the United States. For example, like electronics. If you want to
Mm-hmm.
get like a MacBook or something like that in the United States, it's a pretty reasonable price. But if you want to get it in South America or in my case where I was living in Mexico, it's going to be a lot more money, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so it's all about location, 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 as they say in real estate. It's the same thing that applies for being a digital nomad. It just depends on what you want to, achieve. But I'm very happy that, you made it because we went through a couple of rough patches, right? Like
You're gonna have ups and downs, man.
yeah,
You're gonna
what
be
was the
emotional.
what would you say was one of the most challenging times? I remember at one point you were, I had to, I had to talk you off the ledge a little bit there. I thought you was going to jump on me, but you stuck with it. To your credit. But talk to me about some John, because I want to make sure that when people are working with me, if they choose to, that they're very aware that this isn't just going to be, sunshines and rainbows all the time. So, what was the most challenging thing that you was going through when we were working together or within the coaching program?
Keep it real. After these interviews, man, not hearing back from certain ones, and you respond, and then you get the, oh, we're moving on to different candidate emails. You know what I mean? You weren't selected at this time. Numerous. Even after you said everything and done everything right, it could be discouraging. But I felt like I'm already like somewhat already in it. So he said it's gonna take this amount of time. We're not even near that amount of time. So you already in it. You might as well finish it. You know what I mean? So it's a mental game, and you have to push yourself. Like I said, you have to be self motivated and just mentally persevere. Honestly, just push yourself through it. And honestly, with this job, keep it real. With this job, this is an interview that I did in May. So I got the job offer at the end of July. So we went through June, July. I went through one interview in May, and then the VP of the company interviewed me in July, and then I got a response at the end. No, June. I'm sorry. The VP interviewed me in June. I met the company owner in May. I met the VP in June, and I got a response at the end of July. So keep in mind, like, going through all these interviews, and then the very person that reached out to me was the person in May. So you got to push yourself. I wouldn't have honestly thought that person would have reached back out to me after so long.
Yeah, which is why I told you one of the important things you can do is have a little follow up. You know, like follow up is incredibly important. Sometimes it's not that they don't want you, it's just that sometimes they got so many other things happening at that job at the time. They got to put out fires and all this stuff. This is they're going to circle back, and um, you have to sort of be top of mind awareness. You have to be in the forefront of their minds. So when they do make the decision, you're one of the first people that they think about. Um, any other tips you want to offer people when they're going through this process? Because again, you're successful now. You've done it, and you're at the very beginning of your digital marketing career. But what else can you tell people um, to do? Would you recommend that they get a coach?
Yeah, definitely, man, because you're stepping into a world that you don't know. I mean, some people like to learn through the mistakes and all of that along the way, but who knows how long that journey is going to take. If you could have a coach that could get you in there and he has a certain time frame where, what I'm saying, you got to strategize and he gets you your results. I mean, why wouldn't you, what I'm saying, take that chance where, it's a little bit more secure versus you on your own out there trying to figure it out. So
Yeah.
it's just paying for guidance. Honestly, you're paying for the guidance.
And it's money well spent because, you know, once you get your first opportunity, it's going to pay for itself. For
Mm-hmm.
people who, I don't know if everyone that's watching, knows my story, but for me, I was self-taught as well. I started out with a $500 course during the pandemic, and you know, almost 2 years later, I'm working for a great company. I'm making, very good money, and I have the ability to live where I want to live now. And again, that's the purpose of doing it, because when I did it, I was hoping that, things will open up a little bit quicker to come back to the Philippines. And it took a long time, right? But during that
Mm-hmm.
time, I was really taking the opportunity to develop my skills. So again, anybody can do this. Anyone can do this. You
Yeah.
just have to decide this is what you want to do and just stay consistent. So how did you stay consistent? How did you stay on top of it? Because again, you had your challenges. So how did you stay on top of it?
Um, just seeing the finish line, tunnel vision. I mean, like I said, I felt like I was already somewhat in it, so it's like you can't just back out now. You know what I mean? That's like you're just walking away from a half done project. You know what I mean? Like you're building something, you got halfway done with it, and you just gonna walk away. So I wasn't gonna do that. So I felt like I just had to finish it. Either way it go, I just had to finish it. And then keeping in mind the law of averages. So I mean that's key. Keeping that in mind, law of averages. The more you applying, the more you putting out there, you know what I mean, you're going to receive something back. So some type of, you know, response. So,
Now, that's
um,
definitely from your sales background, right? Because you're knocking on like 100 doors a day, and you knew that okay, out of the 100, I'm probably only getting maybe 2 or 3 sales, but it's going to happen. You just don't know when.
hmm yeah. I mean, yeah, from the sales background, if you want to look at it in different views, you can use it at, like you at the casino. You know what I mean? You putting in these slots and these coins, and you pulling a lever, and you trying. You know what I mean? It's sooner or later you're gonna get something out of it. So
Yeah, yeah, but the,
that's
the key is though, at least with the case of the casino, you don't want to like spend all your money, right? And now, to be fair, one of the things we talked about before was, I'm not in this game to take people's money, right? So I
no,
say,
no,
look,
no.
3 to 4 months,
hmm
and if we go further than that, we can, but it's optional, right?
hmm hmm
That's for you at that point. But I didn't want to be in a situation where you just paying, paying, paying. Because if you were to compare this to, let's say, going back to school and get college, because I know a lot of people out there are like, well, I'm gonna go back to college now. Okay, well, let's say you do that. You go back and get yourself a 4-year degree. Then let's be generous. Let's say you have a year of credits that you can transfer in. Okay, so now we're talking about 3 years. So you're saying 3 years of no opportunity in hopes of a opportunity when you get out. This world has changed. You don't have to go through all that. I'm definitely someone who will always praise college and university because it helped me build my confidence, and it helped me become the person I am today. However, we live in a different world, and so you don't have to go the traditional route anymore. You can, get into a coaching program. You can um, find a course online. I tell people that all the time. Okay, if you can't afford my services, cool, but do something. Don't just be sitting around, you know, lamenting your situation. Do something about it because it's not. Unfortunately, it's not going to get any better. Gas prices are going to go back up. Rents are going to stay high. And, for the most part, we live in a world now where if we have another, virus or anything like that, we could go back to lockdowns. We could have restrictions. Or you may live in a place where it becomes economically unstable and you have to move, right? The last thing you want to be worried about is how am I going to make my money? I know right now, if something were to happen, let's say here in the Philippines, Mexico, anywhere, within a day or two, I can be on another plane, another country, uh, still working and don't miss a beat. And that's a very powerful thing. That's one of the most powerful things I think you can do. That's more powerful than actually having a college degree, in my opinion. So yeah. So as we wrap up this interview, is there anything else you would like to share about your experience or any advice you would like to give our listeners and viewers out there?
Yeah, honestly, man, it just takes effort. You got to be self disciplined. You know what I mean for this, and you got to be self motivated. You know, you got to want better for yourself, and you got to apply yourself. That's the main thing. You can get all the information, all the courses, all the teaching, but if you don't apply yourself with the information that you're gathering, it's useless. So I mean, what you learn, actually use it. So pretty much all I can say, apply it.
Right. All right. So that interview, now I'm going to post this interview on my channel as well as the Facebook group again for those of you who want to get more information. Do you tell them how they can find you, and then I'll tell them how they can find me? They want more
Oh,
information.
Oh yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Demetrich Stokes. Just type my name in. If you have any questions, anything like that, I will respond. Or you can email me, DemetrichSTK@gmail.com.
All right. And for those of you who would like to get more information from me or any of my channels, my YouTube channel is, of course, Money Travel Grow. My Facebook group is Digital Marketing Career Starter. Also, you can find me on Instagram, Tawan the Nomad 19. And yeah, if you want to reach out, please do so. I'm still taking on clients, but on a limited basis because again, my hours have shifted now that I'm in Southeast Asia. But I look forward to helping all of you out there. I want you to be successful, just like uh, Demetrich has been. Because again, the opportunities are out there. Let's not make any excuses. Let's make this year. We're pretty much more than halfway done with 2022. Let's finish this year off with a bang and have you ready and in position for a new career by December or January. So I'm gonna go ahead and log off now. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys in my Facebook group or my YouTube channel. Take care, y'all. Bye.